What's next for Bitcoin and Litecoin? What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Tuesday. We're going to run through the charts, and at the end of the video, we're going to look at the Bitcoin daily versus the gold weekly chart real quick. I do want to remind you guys, I will not be doing an update tomorrow morning, but I will be doing a live stream just to let you know. Also, if you guys haven't already, definitely check out the Discord group. It's an awesome community, whether you're just getting into crypto or you've been into it for a long time. Just a friendly community. Great place to learn and just talk about crypto. So check it out if you get a chance. Also, in the description below the video, there's some affiliate links that really help support the channel out, guys. So if you can use them, that's awesome. If you can't, that's okay too. And we're going to get into the charts. All right, guys, as always, want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind, still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here or you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And if you tick the notification bell, it'll notify you when I post new videos and when I go live. Also, definitely hit the likes and leave your comments. Let me know what you think of the video. And yeah, I just love reading your guys' comments. Let me know what you think the market's doing. You don't have to agree with me. This is just my opinion. So I like to hear other people's opinion. Now let's look at this Litecoin on the daily. And I've been looking at this as a cup and a handle. I'm still looking at that. And our target for that is the breakout of this $146 range, and that would be $270 if we break that handle there. So let's look at the RSI. I'm going to zip through this real quick. We had this rising channel here, fell out of it, and a falling channel. Looks like a falling broadening wedge here. Does look like we're most likely going to make a move back up to the top of the wedge. And let's look at the 4 hour. See what's going on in the 4 hour. So in the 4 hour, we are in this falling channel here. And a break of that falling channel, the measured move for the RSI would get us way up into this range. So most likely we're not going to break it till back over in this range. Also, we have to keep in mind we have this falling channel here in the yellow, so that'll be heavy resistance. We'll just have to see how that plays out. I want to look at the price action now, and we'll take a look at the bearish and the bullish case scenario. First off, this is the more immediate time frame, guys. So let me put target in here. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. If you guys have been watching, you know I've been watching this falling broadening wedge in the yellow here. This being the resistance, this line on the bottom being the support. And we're going to look at what's going on here. All right, real quick, we'll look at the bearish case first. As you guys know, I have my absolute bottom at $62. In the worst case scenario, I'm not saying we're going there, but we could, and that would be a measured move, measuring this as a rising channel here, and a break of that would actually get us down to about the $64 range. So between 62 and 64 is my worst case scenario for Litecoin. Now I do have some other moves in here, and we're going to look at the more bullish case scenario. First off, I want to take a look at, we're going to zoom in for this. I want to take a look at the first target here of 83, and that would be measuring this as a bull flag, this as a flagpole, I'm sorry, this being a bull flag, and the measured move off of that would get us up to the $83 range, which if you notice will also be retesting this blue trend line that we broke down from. So that move would get us to it, and if we broke above it, I have a measured move for that also, and we'll take a look at that. That would be just measuring this as a channel and to where we break out, depending on where we break out, but it gets us around to the $86 to $87 range. And the next measured move would be measuring this as a inverse head and shoulders, which I think is less likely, but it still comes out with the same, right around that 86 to 87. So basically the same as measuring this channel. Next, I want to show you this being a falling channel in the white here, and the measured move of the breakout of that. That's what gets me to the $90 range. Want to also take a quick look at looking at this as a broadening wedge, the yellow, and a break of that. If we break above that 90 and break above the $92, $93 range, the measured move of that wedge is up to the 166 range. I know a lot of people are super bearish on Litecoin. I am not. Like I said, this would be my worst case scenario between the $62 and $64 range before a massive move up. So that's my view on that. Let's look at Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin on the weekly. As you guys know, if you've been watching the channel, been watching this off of the weekly real quick. Sorry about that. All right. We've been looking at this as a big bull flag. And first off, let's measure the move off of that. And that would be a measured move off of the break down here, being this being the flagpole, and putting it up to, if we were to break out this week, and it doesn't mean we get to this target this week, just a break of this bull flag this week, the target would be around the $21,000 range. Now, next I want to show you hidden bullish divergence. We've been talking about this for a while, but remember, this is on the weekly, so it takes longer to play out. But this is, we're making higher lows in the price action, lower lows in the RSI. And if you notice, in the weekly RSI, this is a falling wedge forming here. So what usually would happen here, not to say we can't come down one more time, because that is possible, but usually a break up from the falling wedge. So we're going to keep an eye on that on the weekly. And like I said, that's on the weekly, so it takes time. I'm going to go to the daily real quick. And we've been watching these two trend lines. This is the daily RSI, obviously. Let me go into the price action first. Take a look at our targets, and then we'll take a look at the RSI. All right, so here's the targets for the break of this bull flag. We are in the daily. This is a falling channel for bull flag, but a measured move of it as a falling channel, if we were to break out in this range, would get us somewhere in the 15,700 range would be the target there. Next target being this as a flagpole, and that being the flag, and that gets us around the $18,000 range. Next measured move would be the big one we talked about in the beginning, getting us up to the $21,000 range. Now let's zoom in a little bit. I want to show you the worst case scenario is this $7,700 range. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we do have to keep in mind it's a possibility. Also have the $8,600 range right here, which is this trend line off of these three touches of resistance right here brought up. This is my main line, the white thick line here, which we had plenty of resistance all the way up till we broke here, and that's when I believe it was confirmation of the bull market, which I do still believe we are in. Excuse me, guys. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna break below that, and that's right around the 95.50 range, somewhere in there. I believe that'll probably be, if we go back down there, will be a great bounce zone. Let's look at the RSI now on the daily. As you can see, I have the trend line up here for resistance. Then we have the support down here. Also have this dotted line here, which if you look, we had a triple bottom in the daily RSI. Pretty damn bullish. I do believe this is it. I don't think we're going to come back down and test this trend line again. I believe we're moving back up to this one. Look at the 4 hour. All right, so in the 4 hour, As you guys know, if you've been watching, we had these measured moves in here. This pink line is looking at this as an inverse head and shoulders, which we broke out of. And I believe we're coming down to test the neckline and continue back up. Also, you see this broadening, or I'm sorry, this rising wedge here. The other line I have right here, which we almost touched, I guess that could be brought down a little bit, but is the measured move off of this falling channel in the RSI, and we put it up there, which got us that top there. So we did top out on that, came back down. I believe we're going to test it and continue on up. We do have another measured move here, and that being the measured move of the inverse head and shoulders on the RSI gets us up to this trend line here. So let's look at it in the price action, see what's going on. Again, we'll take a look at the bearish case scenario first, then the bullish. So as you can, if you guys have been watching, you know I said this is basically a no trade zone in this green while we're in this bull flag. I mean, if you're a day trader, have at it, but I'm not into day trading. So all right, let's look at these moves first. We're going to take a look at the bearish case scenario first. 7,700 being the absolute worst case scenario, I believe. And like I told you before, the 8,600, which is off this yellow trend line from these peaks way back here, right back in here. Now let's look at the bullish case scenario. I do want to point out too real quick that this rising wedge, a fall of that would be measuring the widest part of the wedge down here and then bringing it up to where we break out. And if we were to break down in this range, that also gets us down to retest this white trend line, which would be about 95.50, somewhere in that range, between 95 and 9,600. The next measured move I have off of this, guys, this is the target I had in here yesterday. I had a target down here at the 10,750 that we hit the other day. Did act as a resistance. We broke through, came up, and now we are within this rising wedge still, and also looking at this as a ascending triangle. And our measured move off the ascending triangle is the measurement of the width of the triangle here to the break up. That gets me to 11,500. That's still my midterm target here, guys. And I do want to show you another way I get that. Looking at this as a falling channel in the yellow, we measure the width of that falling channel, bring it up to where we broke out, which was right here, and that also gets us to the 11.5 range. So there's some confluence there. I'm really looking for this 11,500 target. And again, guys, if we break the top of this flag, I believe all hell is going to break loose and we're going to have one hell of a rally. But that's not to say we can't come down here first. Like I said, no trade zone. If this was to break, I would really be pretty damn confident that it's going to be a hell of a rally. So right here, I do believe we possibly coming down to back down to the 10.5, which is the top of this triangle, to retest it for support and then continue up. And I know a lot of people were looking at this as a death cross, and it looks like we're about to erase it here, guys, if we don't have our move down. So anyways, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys. And I am still macro bullish as hell. I do believe we will hit these targets this year at some point. I do have another target in here that I wanted to point out real quick. That being, looking at this as a, as you can see in the white trend lines, this falling broadening wedge, and a measured move of where we were, if we were to break out right here around the 11,000 range. Obviously my next target's at 11.5, but if we do hit that, I believe we're headed towards the 13.6. So that's where I'm at with that. Real quick, Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart. A pattern is a pattern, in my opinion, guys. I do believe that we are following the same pattern gold followed, just a hell of a lot quicker. One more thing real quick that I forgot to mention. Let's go into the daily, and I wanted to point this out. As you can see, we still have declining volume, and it's within this. So whenever we're within a formation like that and we have declining volume, that's a sign that when this breaks, you're going to see this volume go up tremendously. And if we look over what happened in gold around the same area, you can see how the volume just cruised. But I'll flash back and forth. If you guys haven't seen this yet, definitely check all my previous videos, and I kind of go through it. We've been watching this all year, but that's why 46,000 is my end of the year target. Pattern is a pattern, guys. Check it out, and thanks for watching. Like I said, I won't be doing a update tomorrow morning, but I will be doing a live stream in the evening. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the Crypto Savvy logo to get you subscribed. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash the likes. Leave me your comments. Let me know what you think we're going to be doing. Thanks a lot, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.